everybody. That's okay. No, for real, my content is not for everybody, and that's okay. No, for real. You screwing your face up watching me disturb your own fucking peace? No, it's a trait on me, you weird son of a bitch. I hope you find peace in your own fucking lame. No, for real. No need to send me no evil eye. No, if the trait throw for me, bitch, your digestive system is damn sure not the same as mine. Are you parched, bitch? That is a trait throw for me. A motherfucker would try to crush you at the end of the day because why? I choose myself not to dim my light. They can't decide to hate job on the hate train. You try to hitchhike to catch the hate train. Never check on me, bitch. I'm going to express to you somewhere else, not over here in my lane, son of a bitch. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. Listen, check this out. Always be your authentic self. In life we make errors, corrections. At the end of the day, but it's a train of thought from you understand maturing. We're not the same, regardless of your tax break, you weird son of a bitch. My content is not for everyone. No, ever trade though for me. Always be yourself with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. No, ever trade on me. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to who gave up on you or over what you're doing your journey. You mad? You worthy? Don't dim your light. No, ever trade over me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. No, for real. My content is not for everybody. Today is currently August 23rd, 2025. Listen, always be yourself. Don't worry about what the next motherfucker got going on at the end of the day when they try to shortchange your mental health, the project you don't have to be the mental case. No, that's the train on me. You gotta understand, because these weird son of a bitches gotta gather a fucking hate train just to try to discourage you because you're not trying to project pain. You trying to overcome this shit. If it trained over me, they try to project fear in you, energy, harvest off your energy, and then they want to say, something is missing wrong. Something's missing wrong with this motherfucker over here in L3. Haven't changed on me, bitch. We are not the same, bitch. I was not part of the hate train. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. And loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. I was part of a hate crime 7/31, 2025, and I'm still healing, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I don't got insecurity problems. They wanted me to be discouraged. The lies they had to tell when it came to gang stalking, only because of the fact that I wanted to keep myself irrelevant at the end of the day. I wasn't doing it for the fame, likes, and views of clout chase at the end of the day. I was far from thirsty. I was being my authentic self that bothered their mental health. Showing up for myself. I was trying to discourage myself. God allowed me to see my intuition when it came to my faith, when it comes to growth and maturing, regardless of my tax bracket at the end of the day with their bad habits, how they had to throw spoke in a toxic way. But I understood balance when it comes to comments. At the end of the day, I was trying to lose myself because I put it in God's hands. I ain't have to worship the devil. I understood mistakes and error and correction. At the end of the day, I was trying to fix me. Only was hold on 1 second. I still had intuition to realize I still love me. Always be yourself when someone has to project a hate train towards you, or someone is sending you the evil lie, or someone puts you in a situation where you supposed to be in a mindset what they're projecting on you not to be stable. They want you to be in the mindset of living in fear and being scared, or watching your every move at the end of the day living in fear, but that wasn't your vocabulary at the end of the day. Just because you're alone at the end of the day, because everybody's not a loner. But when you are, when you know, you know. When you want time to yourself, it's not that someone's doing sport on you. You just choosing yourself at the end of the day. Because folks be having the game all fucked up, and I say this respectfully. I ain't have to pretend to be authentic. It be the train of thought for me. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But always be yourself, no one's intentions. A motherfucker would try to throw you the evil lie, but the devil was a lie. Neighbor, stay in your lane, you weak ass bitch. No, for real. A motherfucker gotta throw spoke at you in a toxic way. They try to project you to be mentally unstable because you understood focus. Hold on 1 second, we wasn't the same, neighbor. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. They said you would crash out, but far from that. I made you uncomfortable because I understood the vocabulary that you can relate to was going with an unconditional love. You'd understand your own balance and stay in your lane. How you looked at me like competition when I understood a rainy day. A motherfucker would look at you like competition. And I say this respectfully, it didn't matter the tax bracket. And why I say competition? Because when someone has to gather a hate train towards you, or when someone has malicious intentions towards you, to have the next door neighbor different tax bracket energy harvesting off your energy, something is mentally not right with them. And they said something's wrong with you. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to disturb my peace. It's a train of thought for me. Be yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. Be yourself, don't dim your light. Be yourself, don't dim your light. You know, hate crime is real to your vocabulary. Until the day that you don't want someone to actually overlook you when it comes to that subject. And shouldn't have to wait till a document is on a judge desk at the end of the day. Asking your honor for, hold on 1 second, I need an order of protection to stay away from my neighbor. It be the train of thought for me. How folks just can't stay in their lane regardless of their culture, religion, sexual orientation, let alone disability. It be the train of thought for me. How you speak up for yourself because folks got mentally illness at the end of the day. The jealousy and envy was real because someone didn't want you to elevate. Or don't speak up for yourself. Hold on 1 second. Imagine asking for help only for someone to overlook you because they had their vocabulary, had hate in their vein. How this type of stuff actually happens and you didn't have to pretend to be authentic when it came to gang stalking that day. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. But there's a man and woman, let alone a child, that's dealing with gang stalking, that's dealing with hate crime, or experienced hate crime, domestic violence. You put a name to your book when it comes to your healing. Certain folks don't have the proper knowledge. Certain folks say, I got your back, but discredit their conversation. They can't help it because they never been through it. They just want to hear about their next move and only realize the hold on 1 second, that person was far from mentally unstable. They just had a bad day. Only realize how to heal trauma and pain. I want the right people to understand my vocabulary. Understand, hold on 1 second, I am worthy, just like the next person. I wasn't playing victim that day. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. I'm nice and respect, and my content's not for everybody. You know, it's disgusting to see how someone will put you in competition or swear that you want their position, and they would send spell work towards you, beauty magic, or they would dibble and dabble with your devices, hack your devices, or even tamper with your packages or your mail to make you mentally ill. Look like an accident. You were supposed to pass out that day, let alone you wasn't supposed to see another day. How this type of stuff actually happens when it comes to your conscience. Like, hold on 1 second, how you still elevate? My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. How this type of stuff actually happens. How someone wasn't able to tell their story. But yours matter, and I say that respectfully. When you wasn't doing it for likes, if you was a cloud chasing, God was never for sale when you keeping it real. I may not make sense to the average person, but gang stalking is real, so is your household, and you truly fall for mentally unstable. That's what they said, right? You truly fall for mentally unstable. You truly fall for mentally unstable. You truly fall from mentally unstable. My content is not for everybody. Always be yourself with intentions. You know, when someone tries to project on you because they say that you're mentally unstable, or because you speak up for yourself, never allow someone to project fear you, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. You are beautiful, you are handsome, you matter, you're worthy. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. You know, gang stalking is real. It really is. And we live in a spiritual world. And it's disgusting to see how someone can have more than you and be jealous of you. If someone has more than you, at the end of the day, you would expect them to be in their own lane. Actually respecting their neighborhood when they can't see. But hold on 1 second, we don't weather the same storm when it comes to rainy days. I didn't have to pretend to be authentic. It bothered your mental health. I ain't seek revenge. I was just trying to better myself. Because, you know, the right people pour into you, even when you can't see. They wasn't trying to project spell work in a toxic way, let alone saying you the evil lie. We all ain't the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain. Didn't have to play mind manipulation games. I wasn't running from my past. I understood my emotion. Hold on 1 second. How my blessing was within me. God allowed me to see to choose me. I understood that receiver that day. I ain't have hate in my vein. I just found unconditional love, finding balance within. You said I wasn't beautiful, only was it's laid it lie within my eyes. But hold on 1 second, God didn't tell a lie. When God never moved his hands off that well. It be the train of thought for me how folks be trying to humble you, or because they trying to run up on you. It's disgusting to see. I say this respectfully. I'm a woman. Regardless to what clothing I put on at the end of the day, it's disgusting to see how society is set up. How men disrespect women. You got animosity with a woman because she speaks up for herself. So you trying to project a hate crime towards her. It's so disgusting how multiple men will create a hate train towards a woman at the end of the day until it's their household. Oh, because that's a nigga right there. Hold on one second. We don't give a fuck about that nigga, but we care about that nigga over there. I don't mean no disrespect, but this type of stuff actually happens. Folks be wearing the mask, didn't matter their vocabulary when it came to tax bracket. Here we go. Hold on one second. You crash up. I was far from at the end of the day, far from mentally unstable. That's what you said. Hold on one second. I wasn't worthy choosing myself to face my own reality. How this type of stuff actually happens. How people pick and choose who they want to bully. And then when someone speaks up for themselves, they dead ass wrong because they understand their vocabulary. I understood to respect my neighbor. Regardless, we don't pray the same. Hold on one second. I never had hate in my vein. A person will take your kindness or weakness, think you slow, stupid, and retarded, but everybody has a good day, bad day, misunderstanding day when you're going through pain. You wasn't trying to project on your neighbor. You still held yourself in an orderly fashion, respecting your neighbor, but they had hidden agendas. They couldn't wait to go back to the crew when it comes to their cult. I don't care. I don't live in fear at the end of the day. But hold on one second. What happened to your judgment day? It's already here. You know, because God said judgment day was here. And all I was doing was just keeping the real heavy train of thought for me. I'm far from mentally unstable. It's the train of thought for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. It's disgusting to see how men, doesn't matter if your culture, will project a hate crime towards a female and then say to her, bitch, nobody's going to hear you. I don't live in fear. And it's disgusting to see how men that have children, let alone little girls or boys, or however old your child is, allow yourself to volunteer in this type of stuff behavior. Regardless if you're part of a cult or not at the end of the day. Because at the same time too, when you step out your house, you're still a human being. Regardless if we don't pray the same at the end of the day, you wouldn't want that projection to be projected on your child, regardless of what community that you're in. Because you still have a family member that has to walk from point A to Z. And you still have a loved one that you care about and respect. And you wouldn't want that projection to be on them. And it should never have to wait until someone excited their free will for someone to say, you know what, we need justice in our community. Because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. How folks laugh at this type of stuff because it became their norm. And this type of stuff actually happens with women too. How women have a mindset of having hate and envy towards a man, but everybody's not the same. Because it's a 50-50 chance on both halves. But everybody doesn't operate the same. Because regardless of what someone is going through mentally, they still know how to respect their neighbor. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I was part of a hate crime 7/31/2025. They had me shadow banned. They gang stalked me. They hacked my devices. And one thing I don't do is live in fear. Thank you for watching. And I would never hurt myself. You know, gang stalking is real. And I say that respectfully, it really is. And one thing I don't do is live in fear. Regardless if you threaten my life and said nobody's going to hear me or believe me at the end of the day because you have me shadow banned. My content is not for everybody. It's not. I'm not even respecting say it's currently August 23rd, 2025. No, it's the truth, don't be goddamn. My content, everybody, that's okay. Yo, then minding your business with the minding your business, whatever the case may be. You know, you ain't gotta be necessarily gay or whatever the case may be. But when you want those type of people that know how to hold the relationship, no, it's the truth, don't be goddamn it. You ever had one of them hating ass family members or friends or associate or someone that just giving you the fucking evil eye like, ew, why you? No, where's the train of thought for me? How you come across motherfuckers in the day, they like, damn, I could barely keep a dog. You ever realize in the day that you actually part of certain folks' conversation and then they goes, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? No, that's the trait on me. When you know someone personally at the end of the day and it's like, damn, they could barely take care of themselves, let alone a pet. What the fuck? What makes you think you're gonna keep a fucking relationship if you so fucking evil? No, that's the trait on me. A motherfucker gonna ask with an accident today. How the fuck did you get to the process of actually proposing to somebody and they actually said yes to you? No, it's the trait over me. When someone is actually on the same page with you, that's how a relationship can actually work. You dumbass, it's the trait on me. Every fucking relationship that you had been in, it was never being on the same page. No, for real, because you was the aggressor, the one that wanted to hurt people, something with their free will. You can't even call the conversation. It's a trait on me. How the fuck you write somebody off aloud? No, for real, a motherfucker would ask you, how do you keep a relationship at the end of the day? And they barely know how to hold a fucking conversation. Every time they get into a conversation with somebody at the end of the day, they running the fuck off. And they trying to figure out why. How? If it's changed on me, maybe if you fucking get in tune with yourself at the end of the day, loving yourself, the better yourself, maybe you can be calm. It's the train on me not to do yourself wrong. No, for real. A motherfucker swear, they be like, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. But you running somebody the fuck off. How the fuck does that happen? No, for real. A motherfucker will be mad at you at the end of the day, because they on a fourth, fifth marriage at the end of the day, and you only on your one, and it's actually lasting. And they send you the evil out when it come to your marriage. The devil's a lie. No, it's really trying to throw me. How a motherfucker would ask you within ask you within the day. You know how when you have those family members that act like they so concerned, and they want to ask your mate, like, you know what? Did you really, ask that person to really marry you? Did you say yes to that person? Because the way we know them at the end of the day, how do you deal with them? No, that didn't straight on me. That's none of your fucking business at the end of the day. You can barely hold your own household together, and you worried about what somebody else got going on in their backyard. That didn't straight on me. First of all, you've been in your marriage for over 30, 40, 50 years, and someone's been together at the end of the day for over 10 years, and they holding it down strong. And at the end of the day, they act the same up close to person and behind closed doors. It's the train of thought for me. Always be yourself, woman's attentions. I'm nice, I'm respecting, I'm far from my hate, and I say that respectfully. Folks will try to distract you. Getting out of character, fall from a crash out. Then have to project old habits. That's just the train of thought for me. Understanding your testimony wasn't a mistake, regardless they got you shadow banned or not. When God doesn't have to reject you, but God will see representing you, because God was stepping for you right. They left didn't have hate in your vein. How the enemy, the devil try to test you when it comes to your gains. The end of the day, being authentic really will bother someone's mental when it comes to the digestive system. We ain't have the same blood type. I still don't respect my neighbor. It's a train of thought for me. Hold on 1 second. They didn't want you to be popular. No, that's the train on me. Folks out here be acting like they still in junior high school and shit when it comes to this popularity shit. I'm popular with God's team. That energy is different. We would never understand it. You couldn't take the best out of me. That's what you was doing. Sending me the evil love, but God was really showing my reflection. You was presenting yourself as the devil, let alone the enemy, on 2 different levels. I'm high vibration, you couldn't fuck with my frequency, and I say that respectfully. I ain't have to dibble and dabble with spoke like you had to. Energy harvesting of next person's energy, talking about you a real one. Now you's really a weak ass bitch, let alone a dude or a chick. And I say that respectfully. How you present yourself to a community at the end of the day, talking about you can hold it down, but hold on one second, you couldn't hold your own weight. And I don't mean narcotics, because you wasn't even acting your body weight. You was acting your shoe size with all your lies. Energy harvested off the next person's energy at the end of the day to make the next bracket, the tax racket. No, that changed over me. That was not even your energy, you weird ass bitch. That person calling their energy back. Now you really getting big mad because they continue to elevate and prosper when it comes to, hold on 1 second, true love can truly last. It bothers your mental health because someone actually understood growth. Hold on 1 second, that conventionally bothers your mental health. And the change of how this type of stuff actually happens. Always be yourself, almost intentions. I may be ugly to you. I may not be eye appealing to you, but I'm eye appealing to the average person that's truly for me at the end of the day. They didn't have to pretend to actually love me, to respect me. It'd be the train of thought for me. Let them send me the evil lie. How folks would have to tell so many lies at the end of the day. Act like they know you. Hold on 1 second. You don't even know how to present yourself when it comes to, hold on 1 second, respecting your neighbor. What happened to taking a chill pill, stay in your lane? No, that's the train of it. You know how when you was growing up at the end of the day, we used to hear, take a chill pill. No, for real, it's a train of thought for me. And I don't mean heavy duty when it comes to narcotics. Why don't you have a seat somewhere to understand growth when it comes to your vocabulary? You know how a community would try to distract you right to left, but hold on 1 second, God was protecting your crown. They would never understand how God would allow you to elevate. Never take of being authentic. I may not make sense to the average person, but gang stalking is real, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. Always be yourself. You got me shadow banned, you hacked my device, you gang stalked me, got the next door neighbor different tags bracket, listen to my next move, thought it was your best move, trying to pay me out to be the villain in your story. Talking about you on your way to bank with my creativity, let alone whatever I said that day to make it your story. You know, so you can have headlines at the end of the day. It was never I'll do you better than you, and I say that respectfully because I wasn't presenting my name. I just knew how to stay 6 feet apart so that you can relate to. Hold on one second, you wasn't that smart. No, have a trait on me because you have to create a hate train. How this type of stuff actually happens when you know how to elevate. You on that boss type stuff at the end of the day. You know the real one. Hold on one second didn't matter when you started. When you never had hate in your vein, never looked at your neighbor like competition. You know, when you become an entrepreneur or you doing something new when it comes to growth, never allow someone to project fear in you that has more than you. Never allow someone to dim your light because they have more than you. When you have the mindset of respecting your neighbor and God reveals the devil or the enemy to you, never allow that to change the mindset of still showing up for yourself. You just get better with time. You find balance. You find the strength that God endowed within you. You regroup. You understand that you are worthy and never give up on you. Regardless of who's rooting for you, you cheering you on at the end of the day. And when you cheering you on, the right people see you, hear you, respect you, regardless of who's trying to shadow ban you, regardless who's reporting your page, regardless who's reporting anything that you got going on when it comes to your website or people's giving people false narratives about who you are at the end of the day. Never give up on yourself. And I say that respectfully. You know, jealousy and hate and envy is a disgusting drug. It really is. I'm not an addict. I'm not a prostitute, regardless in the background trying to blackmail me against me at the end of the day. And I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. It's disgusting to hear that someone is plotting a hate crime towards me again, or someone is plotting to go against me again, or someone is willing to blackmail me, to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. But when I put it in God's hand, I ask God to reveal the enemy along the devil, and I'm going to continue to speak up for myself. I call my energy back. Any negative energy, return back to sender. And I say that respectfully. I wasn't pretending. It's a chain of thought for me how folks don't want you to elevate, outgrow the old when it comes to the new. They don't want you to see your own potential, so they gotta disrespect you. They gotta throw smoke to send chaos and confusion in your life, but you wasn't trying to disturb your peace. Didn't matter your tax bracket, it started with you to go within. You probably didn't have the proper tools, but all you had to do at the end of the day is show up for yourself and understand the vision. It was within you, not on you. The energy is different. Being authentic. Always be yourself. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless to who's trying to blackmail me against me. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. How folks will be jealous and envious of you or try to blackmail you against you because you're willing to choose you. And because you're willing to choose you, they will send spell work towards somebody that's willing to love you or willing to work with you or willing to support you. It will send spell work towards that person so someone won't see you in a certain light or blackmail you against you or plot scenarios to make you out to be something that you're truly not or hack your devices, act like they had conversations with you and, you know, a whole lot of weird stuff. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm nice and respect, and I do not live in fear. Never feel wrong for reaching out to somebody and asking for help. And especially when they reject you. Because when they reject you, that was only God's protection. Because they probably wasn't even for you. And I say that respectfully. They probably wasn't for you. When you never have to have malicious intentions towards somebody when you asking for help. They say closed mouths don't get fed. Imagine asking somebody for help. And not to project what you're going through on their children or on them. But they decided to overlook you because it was you that day. Until it's someone that they know or it's someone within the community. But because it was you that day, they didn't want to help you. How this type of stuff actually happens. They said when closed mouths don't get fed because you didn't speak up that day. But when you did, you just poured into the wrong cup. But when God shows you to pour into the right cup, Never reject yourself, and I say that respectfully. Because folks will have a jealous and envy mindset towards you, and they don't have to know you. It shouldn't have to be acknowledged as to who is that person or who is that person. Get to know somebody for yourself besides listen to he say, she say about somebody. Because the perception that you're going to get about somebody at the end of the day is a narrative of what that person feels, how they want to describe somebody. Instead of you saying, you know what, that was too much energy that I consumed and I could have just got to know the person myself and only was the whole 1 second. I got to know somebody personally one-on-one. That's not who that person is. That's not who that person used to be. That person overcame so many obstacles. That person is inspiring. That person is a respectful and calm person. That person didn't hurt me. We probably walked into someone's life at the end of the day. And you probably did something to somebody and they spoke up for themselves. You like the way they was carrying themselves because you disrespected them. Because this type of stuff actually happens. How folks will project on somebody and say, hey, this is what happened or whatever the case may be. But then they say the person that was being the aggressive was the one that was the disrespectful one. But to come to find out, the moral of the story was someone took the innocent person's kindness or weakness and it made the person lash out. It made the person speak out or speak up for themselves. And when certain individuals like men or certain women don't like when someone speaks up for themselves, they paint them out to be the aggressive. How this type of stuff actually happens. It does. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm far from a hater. And to the genuine ones with intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. You know, when people hack your devices, they control the lighting. They control your storage. These folks hack my emails. These people hack my devices. They clone my devices. Because they work in certain different departments that they're able to control the narrative. And I don't live in fear. God didn't endure fear within me, regardless if you're a man or a woman. And I would never hurt myself. You could laugh at me all day long. I do not live in fear. I know how to respect my neighbor, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, regards to whoever plotted to blackmail me against me, all because of the fact that, hold on 1 second, you wanted to control the narrative of a story because of your jealousy and envy and hate. Never allow someone to project fear in you because you're willing to choose you, regardless of the job, relationship, don't matter what subject it is. Because when the right people are for you and the right environment is for you at the end of the day, they respect you with no malicious intentions. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, they're not sending you the evil eye. They're not energy harvesting off your energy and then sitting there call you a bum-ass bitch after they energy harvest off your energy and say that you are nobody. Someone was just able to buy a car. Someone was just able to buy dope. Someone was just able to finance another building off of your energy. And then they sat there and called you a bum. I don't live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. I don't worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. This ain't no act. I ain't part of nobody's contract, and I never was. I work alone. Regardless to what next door neighbor got to say about me and any tax bracket. It's currently 10:25 p.m. And I don't live in fear. It's disgusting to see how we live in a society where jealousy and envy and hate became the norm. Because the enemy set this up to be as, because you're in a predicament at the end of the day and you're going through trials and tribulations, the enemy steps in and says, you know what? Your life is about to be turned off. You about to be kicked out your house, or you can't provide for your household. I'm going to put a couple of dollars in your pocket. I want you to shortchange your neighbor when it comes to their mental health. I want you to project spirit on them. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I want you to do anything in your power to kick them down. How this type of stuff actually happens. I don't live in fear. I'm a child of God. We don't pray to the same God because I damn sure don't got hate in my vein. And I say that respectfully. Even days when I can't sleep. Even days when I can't see on an empty stomach. My content is not everybody. How someone have so much animosity and jealousy and hate towards you. They don't even want you to look at your own beauty, your own features when it comes to looking in the mirror. How folks will be watching you. They say they don't like you, but they're watching you. What the fuck is you watching for? Why are you fucking watching me? Why the fuck is you keeping tabs on me for? Why? You don't like me. Why is you watching me? And then you're sending spell work. Then you're tampering with my packages. Then you're trying to blackmail me against me to say I'm mentally unstable. And then you take my personal information at the end of the day to use it against me. To say I'm a crash out. To say I have personality disorder or whatever the case may be. That's never the case. If that's the case, so every actor or musician has a personality disorder too, huh? But a couple of them do. And especially the ones that gotta create a hate train because they don't want someone to take their spot. Or especially the ones that gotta play with spoken and gang stalk somebody or hack their devices. It's train of thought for me. You know, my cons is everybody, and I don't live in fear. I don't. I walk these streets alone. Always be yourself, no intentions. You know, a mother and father that truly cares about their child, regardless if they in the same household or not, they tell their child, be who you want to be with no misintentions. Become your best self vision of yourself. I'm going to always support you. I love you and I care about you. I pray for your safety. I pray for you when you go to school. I'm not against you regardless of what you're going through. You know, because like they say, life is too short, right? You may have a disagreement or whatever the case may be, but you get over that. It's certain people that don't have mothers and fathers. You got certain people that have mothers and fathers that project spoke on them. Bad. With bad intentions. That rob them mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. But you're not like that. Because you're the type of parent in the day that's making sure that you set up something for your child to be able to elevate in life, to prosper. So when you leave this earth at the end of the day, knowing that your child is safe, knowing that your child has a roof over their head, and you're not having malicious intentions or sending someone the evil lie or projecting someone's spirit towards them at the end of the day, even when you can't see. You know how to pray for your neighbor, not against your neighbor. You know everybody's not the same, regardless to what you're going through. Is a mother that could have had barely paid for her child formula or paid for his child or her child milk, a gallon of milk, to be able to put on the table this morning. But they made a way. And they didn't have malicious intentions when they walked into that store. They asked the clerk at the store, the customer service, listen, I'm a couple of dollars short. I'm a short change on something at the end of the day. Can I give it back to you tomorrow? Or can I give it back to you this day? And you know what? You see me as a regular. I'm not trying to cause no problems. But I ain't trying to go out there and hurt nobody either. And I'm not trying to take it from you. It's a train of thought for me. You know, my content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. Because, you know, some folks say we got family, but we ain't got family. Because as soon as you say I'm a couple of dollars short, someone's quick to say, well, we about to tell the whole family what you got going on. We about to tell, matter of fact, someone that you don't even know. Telling all your business, something that you didn't sign up for. Someone's one-sided conversation at the end of the day. Or because you was having a moment to yourself. But when soon as someone is having something going on in their life at the end of the day, you private as motherfucker. You ain't repeating the conversation. You ain't telling someone's business at the end of the day when someone just when you just loan someone a couple of dollars, a big handful of money at the end of the day, when you could actually need it for yourself on your rainy day, or you held someone down that manipulated you or blackmailed you or whatever the case may be. But you made sure that they was good before you made sure that you was good. You made sure they was good because you know what? God's gonna always forever bless you when you have a heart. And you ain't do it out of likes and views or cloud chasing or fame. Because God was never for sale when he was keeping it real. When you said God has his hands and her hands on you. I don't wish bad on nobody. It's like when you lose a pair of keys and you find them again, right? But God was preparing you for a set of keys that you didn't even understand balance to. But when God restores you and brings you balance and allows you to see why you didn't stress yourself out, why you didn't get lost when trying to find those set of keys that, hold on one second, God wanted you to let go. Because God was preparing you for a door that was sweet for you, because God said, this door that I had for you from your past when it comes to your testimony, it's an overcoming door that's about to close at the end of the day. Because, hold on one second, the love and the hate was on the other side of that door, and I want you to let it go. You know why I was love and hate? It was the folks that was projecting hate. It's what God was protecting you from when it came to that rainy day. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding days. And God was preparing you for, hold on one second, a season that you could relate to understand growth. You know, when the enemy tries to test you, the enemy tries to watch your downfall. They even be behind the scenes trying to make you frown, but God's maintaining your smile, fixing your crown. They would never understand that, hold on one second, God gave you a chance to life when you didn't have to pray. You didn't pray. You didn't pray that very moment because God never overlooked your prayer. You don't get it, do you? You had a prayer within a prayer within a prayer within a prayer that God was waiting on to show up for you too. You don't get it, do you? You kept saying, God, are you going to hear my prayer? I keep praying, but you don't hear me. I keep praying, but I'm far from pretending. You said God don't like ugly. So I'm going to wait. When it's my turn? Only was to hold on one second. It was a prayer within a prayer within a prayer. God accumulated all those prayers and put it in one bag, and put that one bag in one key, and gave you access to so many other keys for doors that were truly for you when it came to opportunities, love department, relationship, business-wise. You put a name in your book when it comes to having a roof over your head. It kept multiplying. When it comes to your finances, everything just kept multiplying. God made sure that you was able to provide for yourself. It kept multiplying because God never overlooked your prayer. I may not make sense to the average person, but I'm Nigel Respect. Always be yourself, no misintentions. I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself with no misintentions. Thank you for your time. I'm Nigel Respect. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. You know, gang stalking is real. It's disgusting to see how folks will monitor and watch your every move and then hack your devices and gang stalk you and then project you to be mentally unstable. Any negative energy return back to sender, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless who's praying against me, and I didn't have to do nothing to you besides speak up for myself. And I don't live in fear when telling the truth, and I don't run from myself, and I don't run from he say, she say conversations at the end of the day. And I don't run from my past regardless to who was doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone regardless to what next door neighbor, any tax bracket that was air hustling when it comes to thin ass walls and repeated anything that I said that day. I don't run from fear that you was projecting on me because I don't live in fear. That's not what God endured within my heart. It's a chain of thought for me. Always be yourself. You matter, you're worthy. You know, when God sent the right into your life, they act their body weight and they choose size. It was not I'll do you better when it comes to your trauma. It was not I'll do you better than you at the end of the day. That elevation is different when it comes to growth, maturing, folks respecting you, good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. Always be yourself, no one's intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. When the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Today is currently August 23rd, 2025. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Protect your energy, protecting your family, stay out of trouble, stop the violence, humanity worthy. Peace and respect, your neighbor, stop the violence, humanity worthy, don't damn your light. Gotta go there, but don't damn your light. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, regardless they came with poverty and pain, regardless what they going through, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, they want you to become your best self vision of yourself. And they're not sending you the evil lie, energy harvesting of your energy. They're not trying to destiny swipe with you. They're not projecting spell towards you. They're not plotting a hate train towards you. They're not trying to blackmail you against you. And I say that respectfully. They respect you for who you truly are with no malicious intentions, because respect is a two-way street. No malicious intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. I get my creativity from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God, and I don't want you to devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm still healing from 7/31/2005. I was part of a hate crime, and one thing I don't have to do is live in fear, and I will never hurt myself, regardless if they have me shadow banned or not, and I say that respectfully. That gang stalking me, projecting spell towards me. You know, people pick and choose who could talk about spirituality, God, the devil, gang stalking, narcotics, who could talk about what type of culture of music. Like, people pick and choose who could talk about certain things at the end of the day, until it's your household, let alone the one that you love. If you turn it off for me, always be yourself, my intentions. I'm nice and respecting. I don't live in fear. Have a good day.